This video is on how to fade a color from dark to light to dark again using watercolor pencil. You can actually just use regular color pencils for this depending on what you're doing, but for this particular project we're going to be using watercolor pencil. First thing you guys want to do before you get started is sharpen these up. My point right now is really super sharp, so I know that I'm ready to go. I'll have better control over my pressure and my direction that way. Also, you'll notice for watercolor pencils, especially the Crayola ones, see how it says watercolor with the brush and it also says the color orange on the handle? This is going to be really important in choosing or determining which colored pencils are actually water soluble and which are not. If it says watercolor with the brush, you know that it's going to dissolve in water. It does have magical powers. If it just says the color name in Crayola, it is not water soluble. It's not a watercolor pencil. So just keep that in mind as you're working. We want watercolor pencils only. So for this particular exercise, on this part right here, I'm going to press as hard as I can. And as I go across my shape here, I'm going to let up and let up and let up the pressure until I'm at lightest pressure until right about here. This is where I'm going to let off so I have the white of the paper just in case I want to fade another color through. Not going to be doing that today with this particular one, but we always want to give ourselves the option. So here's what I'm going to go ahead and do with this. On this side of the shape, I'm going to press as hard as I can. Okay, so this is going to be my pure orange over here. Okay, as I go across the shape, I'm going to start to gradually let up the pressure. So you should see more and more of the white of the paper show through. Right towards the middle, I'm at like lighter medium pressure. As I go across, and P.S. I'm getting a hand cramp right now, ow, 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 that's how you know you're doing it right. As I continue to go across the shape, I'm letting up to even lighter pressure. And as I get over to this part right about here, I'm gonna let off completely so I have this area of pure white. As of right now, this is a decent base fade. The base fade always determines how well your second color is going to be brought in, how well that's going to fade in. We're not bringing a second color in, but I want a more dramatic fade. So I'm going to see if I can go over this one more time before I craft the edges. Okay, because craftsmanship's important too. So I'm going to go ahead and press hard, let off to medium pressure. It's starting to fill it in just a little bit. Let off to lighter pressure, again hand cramp, oh my goodness. Letting off to even lighter pressure, 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 and off. Okay, so this actually looks a little bit better. Right now I'm going to go ahead and fix my edges. I'm going to match my pressure. I'm going to try and go in the same direction that I faded my shape, although if you have to go the opposite direction, I feel like that's fine. Just make sure that it blends in. See how I'm coloring in the opposite direction here, but it totally blends with my pressure? You can do that as well, just depending on what you're doing. The key with that is to make sure that it matches and it blends in completely. So right now, crafting the top edge. And pretty soon, actually, this looks pretty well crafted. Maybe a little bit more here. As of right now, this is a pretty decent color fade. So right here, I've got my pure orange, I've got my hardest pressure, medium hard pressure right here. We're starting to see more and more of the light of the paper here. So this is like our medium pressure to light medium to lighter to lightest and then off. So it gradually just fades into the white of the paper. This is a perfect base fade. We can then transform this into all kinds of other things if we wanted to. Just depending. So give that a shot. Good luck with that.